Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How is everyone this fine afternoon? I have seen your message, Sunflower. I am sorry that you have been having a panic attack since 1 a.m. I know how that fucking works. But I'm glad that some of my VODs have, kept kept you at least somewhat sane. Oh, that's why you sent me that screenshot. That's why you sent the Chad that screenshot. Okay. I was like, oh, that's great that you're rewatching some of my old VODs. I'm not sure why, but that's great. But that's why. All right. Well, it's been very grounding. Good. One of the many reasons I have chosen to stream is one, I want to be in the entertainment industry, and this is entertainment. But two, I love that I can be the source of entertainment, joy, grounding for people, because that's, I mean, even if I don't intend, even if I do something without intending to be, sometimes it will just be that way. And that's great. I love that. But we are here to stream a new game. Since we beat Yoshi's Island a few weeks ago now. I think 2, especially because Sunday's been alone. My husband goes to work at 6:30. I don't feel alone while watching. I've got videos of playing, especially stream VODs. Oh, well, that's great. That's awesome. Oh. I put videos on in the background for background noise, but I think it also does help me feel a little less alone as well. That and podcasts. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, and I kind of fall in and out of them, but but we beat Yoshi's Island, so I've decided to go to the Great Ace Attorney #2, because we beat #1 a couple years ago now, I think. I don't exactly remember when, but yeah, I wanted to I want to actually play a whole series, on this channel every once in a while, like I did with Marvel Ultimate Alliance years ago. So let's start that. Let's go ahead and also fair warning, I have a lot of these characters will be speaking in a British accent, so I will try to emulate that. Wish me luck. I have played a bit of this, but not too much. I think I got through the first case, and then like a little ways into the second. But I honestly don't remember much of anything that happens here, so. Oh, this screen gets so dirty. Oh my god.
Standing here in the bright sunshine, looking out over
How's
the
the
vast
audio?
ocean. Those days in London seem like a dream. But I do miss my time in England's vast capital.
Can we redeem
He's
a voice
flourished
for a
into
specific
truly
character?
wonderful lawyer.
What do you mean?
I've no doubt that at this very moment, he's fighting some noble cause in court. Forgive me for taking so long to come to visit you. My life has been such a whirlwind since I returned.
This is
And no one could have predicted what has happened.
This is the dude,
Just 2
right?
months after arriving home.
The dude that Naruhodo was accused? Accused of murdering? Ah. Like, if
So
2 minutes
I
of
came here
Australian
today
was
to
redeemed,
ask
could it be
something
2
of
minutes
you.
of specific characters' dialogue?
Tomorrow, I shall be standing in court.
That might be a little hard
only time in
to,
my
time,
As a lawyer,
but we can try. Oh, yeah! I do remember
So
that
please.
lady being murdered.
I ask for your guidance. Kazuma-sama,
Kazuma, yes. I do remember Kazuma, the guy that was supposed to be the lawyer, but then died. The Adventure of the Blossoming Attorney. Episode 1. Oh damn, what a hat. A whole ass swan? Yeah. This is based in the 1800s. So what you'll notice is the outfits of Japanese and English people is that they will have fashions of the time. We love some Victorian fashion. 13th August, 1826 a.m. 8:26 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. There we go. Defendants enter Chamber 3. Here I am again, after 9 months. Supreme Court of of Japan. I feel so nervous. But I must steel my nerves and find a way to compose myself. Ah, good. You're here. Doesn't do for a lawyer to be late. Oh, yes, good morning, sir. I hardly recognize you. You've got a fine figure, Counsel. But you look as white as a sheet. Those wide eyes aren't doing you any favors either. Oh, dear. The truth is, I'm so incredibly nervous. I feel utterly nauseated. I almost wish I'd never been born. Goodness! Not the sort of thing a father hopes to hear from his daughter, I must say. Eugene Mikotoba, Professor of Medicine at the Imperial Yume University. A man who earlier in his life traveled to Great Britain to study the latest advances in forensic medical science. And, of course, my brilliant father. Excuse me? Don't know. Oh! Would I be correct in thinking that you're to be my lawyer today? Lawyer in court today? Hmm? Oh, yes, that's right, miss. Well, I want to thank you for agreeing to represent me. I swear on my life. It's a complete fabrication, the whole thing. I love Ace Attorney expressions. Ace Attorney expressions are some of my favorite things. Especially the older ones. The ones that are in more of a pixely art style. Ones that aren't 3D models, they're more sprites. Those are classic, and I love those. Raymond Bami, born the same year as I, my greatest friend. Though unusual for a woman in our time, she works at the University Research Laboratory, helping my father. And sadly, she's the defendant in today's trial, accused of committing a truly awful murder. Are you feeling alright? Since we started talking, you seem, well, to have become a little flushed. Oh, my, it's just that you look so gallant and dashing. Sorry? And when I fall under your intense gaze, it makes me rather bashful. Now, you might think this is lesbian subtext, but... well, I guess it kind of is. Goodness. I don't think she knows. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, she thinks... that's right. Don't worry about it. She hasn't realized who I am. See, my little plan for this trial is going to work. Oh, what do you mean, Professor Mikotoba? If even your best friend can't see through your disguise, I think we can relax. Disguise? Yes, I've never tried dressing this way before. Of course, so scandalous, absolutely scandalous, Lamau. So I wasn't sure how convincing it would be. But this does make me feel a little relieved, as you say, Father. Father? What? Is that you, Susato? I'm so sorry I didn't say something sooner, Ray. It's just that... No! What are you doing? What's going on? What? That varsity uniform, the varsity cap, the varsity cape, the varsity badge? Look at you. You look, for all the world, dressed like a student of the Imperial University, a male student. I'm so glad you think so. It means all my preparations have been worthwhile. I woke at 4 this morning to make a start. But I don't understand why you dressed like that. Well, you see... It was the only way. The only way she would be permitted into the Supreme Court to take on her defense in this trial. But my defense? Truly Victorian lesbians. Well, she is actually dressed as technically the protagonist of the last game, Naruhodo. So she's dressed as a male. Ray thought Susato was a male and was like, oh my goodness. But then again, it does kind of imply a little bit more of feelings. Just a little bit. You know, just a little. Never before in my life have I felt so frustrated as to be at having been born in this body. Oh, that's the arrow. I was like, what is moving behind me? Look, we support our he/him lesbians in this house. True. True. Technically, I can fall under that. Technically. I am feeling a bit femme this morning, so. As you can tell by my obviously femme appearance, I don't keep up appearances. I also like always forget I have more like femme clothes in my closet. So I just put on this shirt, which I did buy from the female section of a Goodwill. Even though this is very gender neutral. Courts in Japan are barred to women. We're not even allowed to set foot inside the courtroom. No, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. I do remember. I was like, wasn't Susato in the courtroom with... No, he wasn't. She wasn't. Never mind. She was not. Despite the fact that the laws of the land apply to all people, male and female alike. But women are forbidden. Just for today, I'll be leaving my true self at the courtroom door, so that I can act as your lawyer. Oh, Susato, you'd go to such lengths for me? I think it'd be cute if you wanted to put on, like, some fun... What is that word? Barrettes? Or other little hair accessories? Certainly long enough. I've never considered, honestly. Also, I think I'm gonna get my hair chopped off tomorrow. Because as much as the long hair is nice sometimes, it is starting to get a little hotter here, and it is starting to get a little hard to manage. So I'm not gonna like cut it all off. I'm definitely gonna get it to, but I'm gonna get it to the point, you know, where it's not so fucking Or I can't do this anymore, you know? I've never thought about hair accessories, to be honest. I have thought about, at least for like a trial period, some like clip-on earrings, some dangly clip-on earrings, just so I can try them, and then afterwards, if I like having earrings, then I'll, you know, pierce them. They were gonna try here too, for the record. Duly noted. I will absolutely. I'll look into barrettes and hair accessories. I don't know what a barrette is. I honestly do not know what those are. I know what a beret is. It's a funny little hat that Frenchmen wear. But, of course, you're my greatest friend. I just worry I shan't be the lawyer you deserve. Oh no, I have complete faith in you. Ray. They're little clips, all DMs and pics. I will look at those. They're the oh. I was about to fucking look at your message and read it as dialogue. I was like, why is Ray talking about clips? What? It's so strange, though. I mean, you're such an accomplished judicial assistant already. And yet, just because you're a woman. What a wretched reason. I mean, why shouldn't you be allowed in court? You're so gallant and dashing. Yep. Victorian Japanese lesbians. Ray? Please don't look at me like that, with those flushed cheeks and doting eyes. I'm starting to get a little flushed myself. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you really do look so dashing. Who knows? Maybe Susato, later down the line, transitioned. Probably not, but maybe. We'll get to see what they look like. Yes, you mentioned that once or twice. You should be pleased. Means you look convincing as a man. I am pleased. I think. It certainly helped bolster my confidence today. Ray. I'm managing to put on a brave face in all this, but I can see through it. I've noticed your shoulders are slumped and you're trembling ever so slightly. I've noticed your movements. As all lovers should. Anyway, Susato, you do believe me, don't you? I didn't do it. I couldn't have. I mean, murder? Of course. You have nothing to worry about. Your conscience is perfectly clean. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? Yes. Yes, it is. Perfectly clean. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind about your innocence. Which is why I'll stand by you to the bitter end in this trial. Whatever happens, I'll always be on your side. I'll always be by your side, on your side. Because that's what it means to be a defense lawyer. It means so much to me, Susato. Defendant, counsel! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. You should go at once, Ray. If you're late, the judge won't hesitate to pronounce you guilty. Oh! Stand aside! I don't think I've ever seen her order so fast. She's like, I ain't getting a guilty verdict before the trial starts. Whew. Oh man, that's funny. Well, Susato, you certainly surprised your father. Going to such lengths to be admitted in the courtroom. No prior experience of being a lawyer. There was simply no other way. That's all there is to it. But, Father, you haven't told her, have you? I mean, I'm right in assuming Ray doesn't know how it came to this? Yes, quite right. I've kept that information from her. What information? It would only worry her if she found out that no other lawyer would agree to take her case. Oof. Ooh. That's disheartening. I didn't want to burden her with that. And is it true? The reason why every other lawyer is refusing to take the case? Is it really because of who the victim was? Yep. We should be making a move now, too. As you know, law isn't my field. But I'll do what I can to support my student. Thank you, Father. I'm Susato Mikitoba, and I'm fine. A judicial assistant. 8 months ago, I accompanied a student of law on a study trip to Great Britain. 2 months ago, due to unforeseen circumstances, I found myself back in Japan. Here he is. How many times I wished he were here, I wonder. Still, I have no choice but to steel myself for the trial ahead. Wish me luck, Naruhodo-san. I'm gonna look at those clips while we're here. Oh! Those type of clips. Oh, okay. Maybe. Let me find some geeky ones that I can pull off. I think those would be cute. 13th August, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Judicature? I think it's Judicature. Courtroom 1. The court is now in session to hear the trial of Ray Mambami. The prosecution is fully ready to proceed, Your Excellency. And that is her disguise. Defense counsel, are you ready? Yes, Your Excellency, we are ready. Ready. I'm gonna try and do a female voice, but trying to mask it as a male voice. With a British accent. Wish me luck. Yes, counsel. According to your registration details, your name is, Ryutaro Naruhodo, is that correct? Sorry? Sorry? Judicature. Okay, it is Judicature. Neat, thank you. Always looking out for me. Oh, yes, I had to come up with a suitable male name for you, Mr. Oh, yes, I had to come up with a suitable male name for you in this little adventure. I'm afraid to say I simply put down the first name that sprung to mind. Well, counsel? Yes, that's right. That's me. Yes, I am Ryutaro, he who has vowed to uphold the pride of the Naruhodo clan. Since Ryutaro may need to consider how best to uphold his manly act first and not overdo it. And those wild, wide eyes aren't doing him any favors either. Just relax and listen. Naruhodo? A fresh face in this courtroom, if I'm not mistaken. But the name Naruhodo, would that perchance be? You may be thinking of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, currently in part in Britain as a study program. This is, his cousin. That's right, Ryutaro has been studying in the provinces. but was called to the capital for this trial. I assure you, in matters of law, his knowledge rivals any of Tokyo's preeminent lawyers. And if... she is just... any of them! I swear! That's right, I'm ready!
Tut, tut, tut. What a pitiful situation. Having been rejected by every lawyer in the capital, and the accused has to call in a country boy. How dare you? Susato is a... God damn it. She is struggling so hard. Oh my god, honey, baby girl, oh my. How dare you? So
that's any Ace Attorney character. Any Ace Attorney character, even if it's their 50th trial, will struggle. They will be like, what is happening? I don't understand how law works anymore. As soon as I got into this trial, I forgot everything.
Is every bit as gallant, as dashing as any of your Tokyo attorneys. I won't have you making fun of her.
Her?
Oh, please be careful, Ray. What an unrefined tomboy we have here. But I wonder, is your gallant and dashing lawyer up to the challenge of defending you?
Help, I'm too busy with my gender crisis to remember Japanese law. She's up there like... she's up there, I have to pretend to be male. I have to pretend to be male. Why is this suddenly feeling more natural to me? This is... Why is this suddenly feeling more natural to me? She's up there going, wait a minute, hold on.
His wide, skittish eyes very much suggest that he is not. Oh, I'm so nervous. Now that I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand why Naruto-san goes through. Like it or not, eyes are...
Won't flit. Won't to flit. Got it. Won't to flit. That's that is, I think that's Old English. What's the eyes going everywhere? The case to be heard on this day is a matter of great significance to our national interests. In fact, it would be reasonable to assume that the outcome of this trial may well affect the very future of our empire.
Just like the trial 9 months ago. And yet, for proceedings of just such importance, we have this unknown yokel by the dock. Dear me.
Yokel.
I think
everyone. I think every person, every Ace Attorney, whether it be Phoenix, Naruhodo, or what's his name? Apollo, have been called a yokel, or have just been insulted by the defense attorney. Especially Ouchie. I hope in the Japanese, there's some fun stumbling between the different pronouns, if only because there are at least 3 different ways to say I, depending on one's gender. I'm assuming there probably was. They probably had fun doing this dialogue. Just like the honestly, just like the translators and localizers probably did. Perhaps this would be an appropriate moment for me to assess the defense, to determine whether you are sufficiently competent to practice in this courtroom. 9 months ago, when a certain other Naruhodo stood where you are standing now, the same judge tested him as well. Even though he was just a student at the time, not even of law, he passed the test with flying colors. For a trained and experienced judicial assistant like you, this will be easy. So, counsel, do you consent to answering some simple questions?
All right. Time to prove myself.
That is exactly what Naruhodo does. Now, I'm gonna stumble with the these accents might not sound consistent as well, because honestly, like sometimes they'll come out the same way and sometimes they'll come out completely different.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Very well. To start with, you will state the name of the victim.
Phew, this is simple. Couldn't figure it out if I tried.
I couldn't forget. I know. Giving. I know this like the back of my hand. Oh, hey, that's new. The matter?
As I'm standing in his shoes, I'm starting to understand something else Naruhodo goes through. Like it or not, minds are wont to blank.
Surprising, really. It's your first time in this position, and guys, a bright spark like you is bound to flicker and falter, and a little under the circumstances.
Oh dear, this is a dismal failure.
Don't fret. You'll need to use the knowledge you've gained as a judicial assistant to overcome the problem.
Of course! The court record! Yes, the answer will be amongst all the key information about the case in the court record.
That's right. Just use R to open the court record.
R? Father, what are you talking about?
Then you need to flip to the people section with R. Don't take too long over it. His Excellency is watching you closely.
Alright, check the court record with R. Then, that's where the information I need will be.
I'm waiting, counsel. What is the name of the victim in this case? Is it Giselle? I'm assuming it's Giselle. Ray is 16. Giselle was only 25, but she was also a murderer, so... And... Takatsuchi Euchi is 52. But yet... Yujin is 43. Those ages don't seem right. I'm not sure if I should say Ouchi is looking good for is looking good for his age, or really showing his age. It's Giselle Brett.
Yes.
The name of the victim who lost her life in this case is Miss Giselle Brett. Giselle Brett.
A name that will never be forgotten in the courtrooms of our country, I'm sure. Correct. And being a member of our Empire's judiciary, you will be aware of the significance of that name. So let me pose another simple question. As you know, Miss Brett was a visiting student from the Empire of Great Britain. Why, then, is her name indelibly associated with our Empire's own judiciary history? Begone, pot! Mods, get him! If you can see him. Be gone, bot! Fuck out of here. Obviously, you won't have forgotten the case from that case from 9 months ago. And if it's proving hard to recall the finer points, everything you need is included in the court record.
Obviously, I still remember. It was the start of everything. Giselle Brett, behind the women's students persona, was the face-off.
Queen Victoria! A killer.
Yes!
9 months ago, a visiting professor of medicine at the Imperial Yume University was killed. The culprit was Giselle Brett.
Yes, she was a killer. At the time, our country had just signed a new treaty with the Empire of Great Britain. It was in the midst of the delicate diplomatic situation that the incident occurred. An Englishman, Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh, that's right. Shit's starting to come back to me now. It's just starting to come back to me now. Was shot dead. Believe that he was associated with yours. That's the judge. I believe he's an associate of yours, Professor Mikotoba. Yes, I was indebted to the man. He was my mentor when I went to London to study forensic medicine. Indeed, it was I who invited him to Japan as a visiting professor at the university. Naturally, the murder of an Englishman on our soil was a matter the government wanted to resolve rapidly. Indeed it was, which is why a secret trial was conducted here at the Supreme Court. Was it a secret trial? Student of Imperial Yume University was arrested on suspicion of murder. A second-year English language student by the name of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. My favorite thing is that Ryunosuke Naruhodo went from being an English student to a student of law in the matter of months. Sorry, I missed that. BMH call. That's fine. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm here. That's why the streamers also have admin privileges. Moderator privileges. With the help of his best friend, a student lawyer, the accused conducted his own defense and exposed the despicable crime committed by Miss Giselle Brett. Miss Brett eventually admitted to her crime. However, when questioned about the motive that drove her to take Dr. Wilson's life, she gave no satisfactory answer before the trial reached its conclusion. Right. Immediately after the trial, the British government brought its consular. Look, if Elle Woods can go from fashion design to law, sure English major can. You know what? That's true. I forgot about Elle Woods. I have not watched Legally Blonde in a while. I actually hadn't seen Legally Blonde for many, many years. And then my partner at the time, I was like, hey, I haven't watched Legally Blonde. And they were like, you, a queer man, have not watched Legally Blonde, and one that's interested in theater too, because it has a musical too, are watching Legally Blonde, and I was like, I don't really. You're watching Legally Blonde, and I was like, okay, and I actually ended up liking it. I also love the musical, so you know. I haven't watched all of the musical, but of course there is the song. It's called The Loophole, I think. No, that's a completely different song by a completely different artist. What is it called? Hold on. I know how to solve this. It's on my Spotify. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna look through my musicals. My musical playlist. Which I have. Because, of course, the theater kid has one. It has many, many good ones. Ones that I have been in, ones that I have watched. Ones that I have not watched. Where is it? I passed it. Where is it? I think I have like 2 songs from this musical on here. Where is it? It's called They're Right There. But it's more colloquially known as Gayer European. Yeah. It's called They're Right There, I think because just titling a song, Is He Gay or European, would probably raise some flags. It's part of the movie, yes, but like, you know. They're right there. I fucking... Is he gay or European? I love that song. It's so good. Anyway, immediately after the interplay, there we go. We were unable to sentence Miss Brett according to our Empire's laws. It was decided that she would remove to Shanghai, China, instead. Well, why Shanghai? The British consular court there. Correct. I oversaw the negotiations personally. The date of her transfer to Shanghai was finally settled upon only last week. All that remained of our Empire's obligations was to see the woman safely on board a steamship. And yet the very day before her departure, the Englishwoman was killed. On the day before? That will do, satisfied the counsel, for the defense is sufficiently capable of representing the defendant. Oh. Thank you, Your Excellency. Over the first hurdle. Now, a summary of the incident, if you please. Prosecutor Aochi? I have to do my exercises before I practice law. The repugnant crime took place on the 11th of August. Where did I get 5th? In broad daylight. On the outskirts of the imperial capital, under a bright blue sky, the secluded bathing spot by the area, which our convicted murderer was allowed to go to. The incident occurred inside a small beach hut erected for bathers to rest or change their clothes. The cause of death was a single stab wound to the posterior abdomen that pierced the victim's lung. An injury which proved fatal. Because, of course, it's the lung. You pierce the lung, it's probably gonna... blood's gonna get into it, you're gonna cough up blood, you know. There were 2 persons alone together in that beach hut at the time of the victim's death. Miss Brett, in her bathing attire. In her bathing? She was in a dress. And the accused, Ray Mbami. Was she not just... Was she... We need the crime scene photograph. But she was in a dress. If that was her bathing attire, then what? like a fancy dress, not like a dress that you like could get wet. Which I'm not sure if there is like a swimming dress. Anyway, accordingly, there can be no doubt of the accused's guilt, especially when we consider she had a powerful motive. The police arrived rapidly at the scene and promptly arrested the young lady. Well, that extraordinary description of events leaves me somewhat lost for words, I must say.
That's certainly true. Prosecution summary. It's full of words that raise an awful lot of questions.
I'll find it on break, which should be soon. About the powerful motive. I want to know what the powerful motive is.
You're clearly exaggerating. The powerful motive is a blatant overstatement.
Tut tut! Is a yokel boy using long words he doesn't fully understand? Fuck you.
I beg your pardon?
No matter. Let us put the accused to the accused, shall we? Mumbami-san, are you a research assistant at the Imperial Yuma University, I believe?
Yes, I am. I'm working with Professor Mikotoba in his laboratory at the moment.
I can confirm that. The defendant is an excellent assistant with a strong sense of responsibility. Fascinating to hear. And now another question. Prior to your work with Professor Mikotoba, whose research were you assisting then?
Oh, I was studying under John H. Wilson.
Dr. Wilson? The visiting English professor who was murdered by Miss Brett 9 months ago? Her motive was revenge! Accused had a deep-seated respect for her former mentor, Dr. Wilson, which is a crime in and of itself, I guess. Is that not true?
Yes. Dr. Wilson was a wonderful man.
Interesting. Then tell me, what deep-seated feelings you had toward the Englishwoman who killed him?
Oh, obviously I was filled with hatred for what she'd done. A powerful hatred. Oh no, Ray, be careful of what you're saying.
The motive was revenge. Plain and simple, your... Revenge! Plain and simple, Your Excellency. Well, it was clearly a trap all along.
Wicked of him to use Ray's undying respect for a former mentor against her like that.
Yeah, prosecutors in this game do that.
Must find out more details. Something we can use to bolster our defense. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about
the bathing spot. Sure. I love that her and Naruhodo both have a habit of raising their hand. Excuse me, I have a question. Excuse me, I have a question. What do you want, you fresh-faced young yokel student? Wow. Are we just gonna, like... Is that just gonna... We're just gonna keep doing that? You balding samurai wannabe? Hold on. me a second to blow my nose. Ugh. Anyway. Could you explain, please? You mentioned a bathing spot. Ah! My apologies. Clearly, my modernity has confused the poor country bumpkin's simple mind. Why has no one attempted to assassinate this family yet? Because him and his ancestors is fucking, the people in modern times are absolutely fucking insufferable. Bathing spots are the very latest trend in health practices from the West. We are told that bathing in the waters of the ocean is curative, therapeutic, and excellent for the skins. No, that's not what I meant. I was referring to the fact that Miss Brett had, to all intents and purposes, been found guilty of murder. Why would a known criminal have been relaxing by the sea? Yes, my question. It's a good question. Oh, she's like, that's a good question. Actually, I don't know. For old time's sake, I believe. Sorry? Miss Brett was to depart for Shanghai the following day. Her final wish, as it were to enjoy a day on our country's wonderful coast. And it was just granted like that. What if she just ran? And the British embassy put extreme pressure on our government to comply. Of course the British government did. But on what grounds could we agree to such a request? Because, as usual, our government is unable to stand up to foreign powers. In matters of diplomacy, it seems we don't even have the courage to decline the whims of a known criminal. Don't look at me, Professor. It was the government who granted permission, not I. Yeah, but you're the one who defended her last year. 9 months ago, sorry. In any case, it was decided that with a dedicated detective on duty, nothing could go wrong. Where was he? Wait, if there were only 2 people there at the time, where was the detective? But, in fact, a murder took place. I said don't look at me! It was a young student girl who did it, not I! I want one of the ouchies to be in the hot seat next time. I want them to be the one who did it. No one has proved that yet. I didn't provoke the man if you don't need to. At this stage, you need to gather more information, I think. As a lawyer, I really ought to pick up the prosecution counsel on what he said about being alone together. Membami-san? Yes, what is it, Susa? Naruhodo-san. I'm really starting to wish we'd made my alias Ryotaro Susato. She would have called you Ryotaro. Oh wait, no, that's still, no, yeah, there was still whatever, it's fine. Anyway, please tell the court why exactly you were present at the bathing spot with the victim in the first place, and why you were alone with her. Oh, well, no, that's not true. It wasn't like that at all. There were other people present. A detective who was guarding Miss Brett, for starters. I was just asked to accompany Miss Brett as a companion, that's all. Why would you ask the student? the student of a murder victim to accompany the murderer of said murder victim. That is just setting yourself up for failure. That is just setting yourself up for murder.
But let us be clear. At the moment of her death, you were alone together with the victim in the hut. You and no one else. The truth is that there is only one reason why this young woman accompanied Miss Brett on her bathing sojourn. It was the accused's last chance to take the victim's life. No, because as we know, the following day would see Miss Brett expedited to the British authorities in Shanghai, and the accused would never have an opportunity to dispatch her again.
Kindly refrain from conjecture, counsel. Yeah, why didn't the judge call him on that? Why didn't the judge call him on that? Judge should have been like, that's conjecture? Mr. Aoshi, that's conjecture. Despite her guilt being determined 9 months ago, Miss Brett managed to avoid incarceration, instead continuing her research work at the university. Because the British said, no! Don't do that! Don't put her in custody! That's not fair! Obviously, over that period, she and Ray would have encountered each other on a number of occasions. Seeing the murder of her mentor, of whom she'd had such great respect, enjoying such undeserved liberty. Yes, even if it was temporary, until Miss Brett extradition to Shanghai. And hardly blame Ray for her feelings of anger and resentment. Poor Ray.
So, Your Excellency, if you would be so kind to peruse this exhibit. Photographic print shows the scene of the crime immediately following the grim incident.
Yeah, that's not bathing attire. Well, actually, no, that's a robe. But was she really gonna wear the hat? Yes, thank you, counsel. Tragic image.
As you can clearly see, there is nowhere within the hut that anyone else could have hidden.
The court will accept this photographic print as evidence. Photographic crime scene has been entered into the court record. Photographic print, the scene taken by police just after the incident occurred. Stab wound in the victim's back is clearly visible. As I understand them, the victim and the defendant were alone inside the beach hut at the time. This is deeply troubling, I must say. The finger of guilt points firmly at the defendant. I'll forgive the judge for, being like that, because clearly this is before, Japanese courts were just absolutely flooded with cases involving Phoenix Wright and how absurd the murder situations are.
Well, Your Excellency, naturally the prosecution has much more to its case. We intend to prove the accused's appalling actions beyond all possible attention. To that end, I can confirm that we have multiple witnesses to the crime and damning evidence.
Witnesses? But who? The detective, for one.
One of whom, I might add, is a highly respected police detective. I assure you, the testimony of these witnesses will leave no room for doubt.
Sorry. Very well then, counsel. Bring forth your witnesses.
I, Takatsuchi Yauchi, have been waiting for this moment. Sorry.
Hello! You ever think Sunflower calls her BMH, be like, where is middle husband? He is late. Why have you not given me my big middle husband? I demand my big middle husband. I could almost guarantee that she's thought about doing that on multiple occasions. I demand my big middle husband. Hold on. Where's the log? The log. Ah, history. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I haven't forgotten that trial 9 months ago, here in this very courthouse. When that irreverent young little student boy utterly humiliated me. I beat Medieval 2 and platted the game. I did see that. Oh, yes. When he had the top knot. Ah, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? Yes? His insult to the Yauchi family name will never be forgotten. Will never be forgotten. You've become conceited with age, counsel. The old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Strike the head of a samurai whose top knot has been cut and the bell of cultural enlightenment tolls. What? Yes, on that fateful day, my former self died. The start of your own mini Meiji revolution. You modernizing as well, counsel. Silence! He just wanted an excuse to use his sword. Podge, I got a bet for you. Okay, sure. Sure. I'm a betting man. Under the right circumstances. What is the bet? If you beat on stream a roguelike, I will play Dark Souls 2 E. Why did the E teleport like that? I was wondering why the E was there. It's a DBC character. Okay. Well, I'm hoping to do that. Mandatory shirt flex. Pokeballs. Different Pokeballs of differing varieties. Since I swore revenge back then, there has been a minor miracle atop my head. Observe the Yauchi growth. Yeah, Yauchi growth. You see? The seed of hope sprouting forth from the barren expanse of my crown. I think the tiny growth is trying to tell me something. What is it trying to tell you? I'm afraid I can't really see. Where is the hope exactly? I said silence! Today I face another yokel student of the Naruhodo clan. Well, I will vanquish you. And my victory will be the fertilizer for the seed of hope atop my head. You have been warned. With that, the prosecution calls the witnesses to the stand. It looks like the stakes are high on both sides in this trial. The prosecution and the defense each has much to lose. A haircut is hardly comparable to Ray's life. True. Oh, I know both of those characters. But before we do that, before we get to know these characters, we're gonna take a 10-minute break. As per our usual. So I suggest you guys go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, stretch your legs, feed your animals if you have any, if they need to be fed, and also let them out. And as always, we'll have our good friend Sora running the stream while we are gone. I have no snacks. Oh no. Maybe get a drink then. I do have an animal though. Well, make sure they're fed and let them out if they need to be let out. And while you're doing that, we will have our good friend Sora running the stream while we're gone. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Hello, everyone. We're back. I've not found my inhaler. It's somewhere in my room. But I did use my mouse. So we have plenty. We get like a 3-month supply. Alrighty. Anyway, witnesses, please state your names and occupations for the court. Chief Inspector Sartaru Hosonaga, Imperial Police Bureau. I'm in disguise, obviously, so I can go and detect it. That was who was the detective on duty? This man is so incompetent, I'm surprised he's still allowed to be called detective. I'm surprised he's allowed to be called Chief Inspector. My tongue could please cooperate with my mouth today. And well, the next big thing in books. An author renowned throughout the capital, in fact, yes. Soon to be sold out, the satirical I Am a Cat sensational success by Saseki Nasumi. Oh my goodness. Struggling student from the provinces, please. You needn't be in awe of me. I needn't? It's only natural that you feel nervous in my presence, but all of you, please relax. Call me Saseki. Yes. What on earth is Saseki-san doing here? Saseki is from the first game. He was a suspected murderer in the last game. We cleared his name, but now he is here being accused of being a witness of another murder. But carefully, Susato. Arthur Fellow knows you from your time in London, doesn't he? He exposes you for who you really are. This will be over before it's begun. Yes, of course, I know. Presume Saseki-san won't have forgotten about me. Could certainly never forget him. Neither can I. Though he does seem to have changed somewhat in the 6 months or so that it's been since I last saw him. And as for Inspector Hosonaga, that amazing outfit is hard to believe. Why does he have a turtle on his head? What disguise? Do I have something on my face? Well, your glasses for one. Although they don't seem to be helping you see. Thank goodness he hasn't recognized me either. Oh, I suppose it's a disguise, isn't it? I thought that appearing here in the clothes I was wearing at the time would make for a more faithful testimony. Sure. My guiding principle is to carry out all testimonies flawlessly. To carry out all testimonies flawlessly. He gave several false ones last game. Well, I can appreciate why an Imperial Police Bureau detective might have from the present. But what business did a writer such as yourself have being at the scene, Saseki-san? Well, you see, I had been asked that day to give a lecture. On the morning of the incident, in the Imperial Yume University's Grand Lecture Hall, no less. At Yume University? At Yume University? After the lecture, I had a very pleasant conversation with a researcher from the medical science department. The professor over there, in fact. Why, Professor Mikotoba? Yes, that's right. It was arranged by one of the newspapers. They wanted some story or other about 2 former students who'd studied in Great Britain. Of course, being a renowned author, the press never leaves me alone. They secretly spy, snapshots, scribble stories, and scupper my privacy. As you can see, the conversation was written up in this newspaper here. Read it in your leisure, my provincial struggling student friend. I have plenty of copies. Thank you very much. Practically threw that paper at me. I wish I could have seen that. Like that coffee scene in the like when what's his face throws his coffee at Phoenix in the third game. Anyway, following my interview with the professor, the lady in question appeared and made a very unexpected announcement. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. Those were her words. As I explained before, Miss Brett was never taken into custody. She continued to work in my laboratory under strict surveillance, of course. At which utterance, the university immediately contacted the government to seek guidance. And the response was, permit Miss Brett to go along as a detective accompanies her. That detective, I am liberty to divulge, was me, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga. Thereby, the entire party departed cordially for the seaside, it seems. It was extremely challenging to clear all of the members of the public from the vicinity of the beach. But fortunately, I am at peak physical fitness at the moment, so... That's right! He routinely coughs up blood! I forgot this. Oh my, Inspector, you do have something on your face now. Ah, no unsightly. I do apologize. Does that mean you went to the beach too, Father? No. Unfortunately, I'd work to finish off. But unfortunately, of course, it meant that as my assistant, Ray, was invited to take my place. Oh. So the murderer invited the soon-to-be suspect, the student of the person she murdered, to the beach. This was either incredibly stupid or incredibly planned. Of course, being a renowned author, I didn't like to decline the invitation. Oh, but if only I had! I'd never seen that awful sight! I accidentally pressed R, oops! Relentlessly racked by remorse and regret! God. I love Saseki so much. Anyway, you'll give an account of all that you witnessed on the impromptu excursion to the coast. Of course, Your Excellency. Relentlessly racked with remorse and regret, I am. And the blood is gone. The witnessed scene. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on a special surveillance assignment in this disguise. Was it specified to be that specific disguise? What are you supposed to be disguised as? I just managed to catch that crab when I suddenly heard a caterwaul behind me. I ran into the beach hut at once when I found the pair in question. Yes, that young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand. She stabbed wildly. I saw blood on the blade. It proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. Clearly, these two don't know what they're talking about, because we already know she'd been stabbed once. Indeed, it does appear from the testimony that both witnesses have here present saw it. The very moment of the heinous crime. What? Now, if you will recall, I promised evidence as well. What phrase did I use again? Oh, yes. That was it. Damning evidence. What have you here, counsel? The so-called fountain pen, is it? Correct, Your Excellency. Found at the scene while it's examining the body. It appears that in her dying moments, with her final ounce of strength, the victim clutched a piece of evidence that would positively identify her killer. What? Your Excellency. God damn it. If you would cast your eyes over to the photographic print of the crime scene once more, where she is clearly in a dress, even though I said she was in her bathing attire. Ah, goodness me! The pen! Ah yes, the victim is clearly grasping something quite deliberately there in her hand. That's right, the fountain pen. And if you would kindly examine the pen, Your Excellency. Ah! The owner's initials have been engraved into the ebonite barrel. R.M. Ray Membami. The initials of the defendant. No! The fountain pen will be admitted immediately as critical evidence. Fountain pen has been entered in criminal court. The pen was found. The victim was found grasping in her hand. It carries the initials RM. So, have I omitted anything? Decisive testimony and damning evidence? There's a bright blue sky outside the courthouse today. Perfect weather to ascribe guilt, I feel. How do you figure? Mr. Ayuchi? Or Ouchie? Ugh. I don't understand. The prosecutor, Ouchie of 9 months ago, had none of this man's poise. Counsel for the defense, you may begin your examination now. Naruhodo-san! Naruhodo... Me. That's me. That means... Oh, yes! Me. Is there another Naruhodo in my courtroom? Actually, there isn't even a single Naruhodo in your courtroom. Cousin Ryotaro, pull yourself together, please. All right. I've seen this countless times as a judicial assistant. Find inconsistencies in the witness' testimonies to prove that they're lying somehow. That's all there is to it. That's how a real lawyer would handle a cross-examination. So let's see what I can do. God, it's so hot. Witness scene. On the day of the incident, I was ordered on press.
Hold it!
In that jaunty disguise? Correct. Wait, no. I mean, it wasn't the first time I've worn this swimsuit for a dip in the ocean. I've tried and tested. Do what must be done to keep the Englishwoman under surveillance. Those are my orders that day. Your orders were to keep surveillance on her, so you wore a swimsuit and a turtle. Why? I guess. I mean, you don't need a disguise for that. Being able to blend flawlessly into a crowd. Being able to blend flawlessly within a crowd? This man? This man right here. The one in the swimsuit? And the turtle? I could pick you out instantly because you're wearing a fucking turtle on your head. Strapped down by a fucking headband. Like, what? I submerged myself in the salty water, leaving only Mr. Turtle floating inconspicuously. Ah, yes, inconspicuously. That's what you mean. But really, dude? That was your answer? So you were submerged, so you technically could not keep her under surveillance. Because you most likely couldn't see very well in the water. I don't believe most turtles are saltwater turtles? Sea turtles. That's a sea turtle, I guess. But like, and the scarf tying him to the head would absolutely stand out. Exactly, that too. Like, also, again, he couldn't, if he was under the water, unless he could see through the turtle's eyes. If he was under the water, I don't know if you've ever, like, opened your eyes under the water. It's still a little hard to see. Especially in fucking salt water. Because there's salt getting in your eyes. And not to mention, if he had to submerge himself, he was probably quite out there. So he was assigned to keep surveillance on the Englishwoman, and he decided to go out into the sea and play with a turtle on his head and submerge himself to keep surveillance. That's not how surveillance works. Unless, again, he can see through the turtle's fucking eyes. What the fuck? That's how you get some cornea eating an amoeba, 100%. That too, yeah. Mr. Turtle loves the water. This was an excuse to take his pet turtle out. But there was no need for you to blend into the background on this assignment, was there? This isn't D&D. You cannot mind meld with your familiar. If that made you late on arriving on scene, I think you had perhaps your priorities wrong. Don't bully me, I have a sickness. Perhaps I shouldn't pursue this line of questioning any further at the moment. Does Big Metal Husband have a bath, but instead of a bubble bath, he uses a WD-40? I'm back, and he is suddenly bleeding. Okay, then. That's just his whole shtick.
Hold it!
Oh, I didn't mean to press. Oops. Ah, you're describing the victim's scream, presumably, Saseki-san. It's more literary terms. You might say it was a scream that could have pierced the heavens. My scream will be the one. That's his shtick. I don't remember if they gave a reason last time, but that's what he does. I don't know why. There's probably a reason, but you know. So I'm beating gains to have beating games to have enough space for Fortnite. 2 games down, 1 to go. Yeah, that's he's more of a pitch black shower type. Pitch black shower? Jesus. Oh, it's in like he goes in pitch black. Okay, that's what I mean. That's whatever. It was a scream that could have pierced the heavens. My scream will be the one that pierces the heavens. Kya! Or the like. Of course, that's just a metaphor. We renowned authors are wont to describing things so. Yes, very extra authors. Also, I delete Croc Legends of Gabos at it is 1036 GB. You know, like, yeah. So close. Well, I'm not into solo, but it's bonding time with nephews, so eh. I'm now playing Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. You could always also, so you're gonna play. Are you playing Fortnite or Lego Fortnite? Because that's the thing. That's a mode, I think. I think that's still a mode, right? No, the real Lego games. Okay. Joseki-san wasn't at all like this in England. Fame changes a person. Anyway, I spun around at the noise, and the beach hut immediately fell under my gaze. I'm also ordering my crack game. What is your crack game? When I get paid, I mean I can't describe it. It's called Pet in TV. Never heard of it. Yes, the beach hut. The area is popular with government ministers. Many have seaside retreats there for rest and recuperation. Locals are prohibited from entering the area, so it's always very quiet. But then you had to shoo away the public from the beach? What? This courtroom just brings out the diva in him, yeah. I was sick as a child and hallucinated the whole thing. So this little Eggman robot thing just argues with you, and sometimes takes an entire house on his backpack and puts it down. He gains the strong... What? Hold on. You said Pet in TV? I'm looking this up. I have to know. No. PS1 game, please. Also, relaxing TV for dogs, though. That's neat. PS1 game. What in the fuck? What is this? What? Hold on, let me quickly do something real quick. Just shout at him. So it's like, hey, you Pikachu. Give me a sec. Let's get the... Oh, that's not on here. Neat. You don't... I was like, oh, I need to... Anyway. I want to make sure you guys can... Your eardrums won't get blown out. What the fuck is this? What the shit? What is this? Looks weird as fuck, and I've never heard of it. That's so weird. Okay, whatever, it's fine. Well, let's go back to our weird-ass game. No skip ahead? Hold on. Alright, I'll skip ahead. Give me a sec. The fuck? What is happening? What is this in the background? What is this? Wait. Hold on. What the fuck? Why does this have eyes? What is happening? What is this game? Who made this? What is happening in the comments? What the hell? Alright, well, let's get back to our weird-ass game. Gift just keeps on giving you. Look at the comments are just the icing. The beach hut is a simple structure, erected as a place to change or take refuge from the sun. He's lucky mine was a little shit and just kept saying no. Although the Englishwoman commandeered the hut for herself, which meant that I was forced to change into my swimwear on the sand. Ah, I imagine that was rather embarrassing for you. Well, anyway, I tossed the crab aside and headed for the beach hut at a run. Or, in more literary terms, I decrabbed and beetled off hut-wise. I don't think those are literary terms. I think at least one of those isn't a word. How do you get the Monster Factory voice, Redeem? What do you mean? He's talking like he has unleashed a curse onto the world for making a video like that. No, you evil toxic man, what have you done? Oh, the big metal husband. Baby needs snack of cleaner. Don't tell trash talk about a relationship. Maybe I'll make that a voice redeem. Big metal husband. Ran to the beach hut at once, where I found the pair in question.
Hold it!
Wait, by pair you don't mean to say, but how could that be? No, you misunderstand. Obviously, I mean the victim and the defendant, Rei Mambami-san. That's who she means. That's who she means. That's who she mean. Who did you think she meant? At Podge's house, I'd get him drunk and then play him pled on TV blind and watch him trying to work out how much was real, how much was thought you imagine due to getting drunk. Looks like he's giving you a backhand slap. Oh, it would have been helpful if you could have just... Who did you think he was talking about? You jump to conclusions. You would have to expect to fall flat on your face sometimes. Dear me, pinning your hopes on such an outside chance. Foolish. Very foolish. It was an outside chance.
I just wish I'd realized that before I said something silly. So, Inspector, why don't you tell the court how exactly you found the aforementioned pair in the hut? Well, it was a sorry sight. A real grisly scene. I parted the Norrin curtain hanging in the doorway and stepped aside only to see the defendant leaning menacingly over the lifeless body of the victim sprawled out on the sand. My glasses nearly cracked at the ominous sight that met my eyes. How thoroughly appalling. Ugh, he doesn't appear to be lying here. Well, Saseki-san, can you confirm what Inspector Hosonaga is saying, I wonder?
Oh, you like a literary man's opinion? Yes, the young girl was astride the Englishwoman, dagger in hand, as she stabbed wildly.
Is this a beta complete game? Yes, it is. Which means I'm gonna be on it for a while. I don't remember how long the other one took, but I expect I'm gonna be on this one for a while. No, I mean, are you beating it or completing it? He's taking a shit. I mean, technically, you can't really, like, once you beat it, you also complete it. It's a visual novel. It's not like there's collectibles. So it would technically be complete. Unless it's PS4. No, it's not. This is the Switch. This is the Switch. I always forget that this one disappears. Ooh. Look, it's the invisible Switch controller. Ooh. It's just green.
Hold it!
Stabbed wildly. You actually saw her do it.
Oh, indeed. The terrible spectre, the Terrapin Inspector, the bloody torrent,
The Terrapin Inspector.
the bloody torrent, the author's torment.
Killed and suspected being a witch? Why is that?
Eek! Every sight and every sound so carved. Witchcraft! Every sight and sound.
No, with you and your magic controller. Got it. I see.
Ooh.
Magic. Well, if I came back with this, they would... If I came back with this... If I came back with absolutely nothing in my hand, if I came back with one of these, they would immediately go, witchcraft, what the fuck is that? Witchcraft, witchcraft, witchcraft. Burn him. Burn him.
That was my impression, at least. A future literary sensation. It's a future literary sensation.
Counsel, what on earth was that shrill, effeminate scream?
Oh, no. No, what are you insinuating? I'm as manly as a Japanese man. I'm as manly a Japanese man as you. I wonder if I might interject here. Saseki-san, something you said is troubling me. That was my impression, were your words just now, I believe.
Get that eye twitch.
Ah, so you mean to say you're not confident you really did see what you've described?
Soren will be joining us. He is playing the game himself and avoiding spoilers. Ah! I didn't know he was playing this game. I'm not sure he had the game.
So this is like one of the only
Ace Attorney games he hasn't played yet.
Huh.
Because he's played Ace Attorney Investigations. I know that one.
No, I mean, yes, I mean, I know what I saw. My ears didn't deceive me when I heard that scream, hence my eyes didn't deceive me either. I was playing that, but I dropped it because I'm distractible. Same. I have so many games that I have started that I have dropped because I'm playing another game. Because another game caught my attention. Speaking of games, Snake, did you know that there is a fan game for Fallout 4 called Fallout London? Because I am playing that at the moment. Well, not at the moment, but like outside of stream. It's very good so far. Yeah, my sister's talking about it. Nice, good. It's good so far, and I think all of the cast members are British or British adjacent, so the accents sound great. So. And the environments are already, like, sounding, looking good too, so. Not environments I'm totally familiar with, but I haven't been to Britain before. I could describe everything I saw vividly. I could publish it all in tomorrow's newspaper serial. Why is he standing like that? It sounds as though the next installment of I Am a Cat may take a macabre turn. I think this is a fool's errand. The more we press with your author friend on what he saw, the more entrenched he's going to become. Oh dear, how awkward. My game called me a butt monkey for beating it. Fuck you for beating our game, you stupid butt monkey. I saw blood on the blade. Proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. Now I can press here and get some inane dialogue. Anyway, I've beaten Croc Remastered, Jackass, and Medieval 2. Now it's time to get back to the racing break, over. Okay, I played Jackass because you told me to give racing a break. They got racing in it, lol. God damn it. Also, I didn't know Jackass had a video game. Why and how does Jackass have a video game? Can press here and get some dialogue, but I want to get this trial over and done with. But I know what to press here. I know what to present here. So he said it proved to me that she'd stabbed the victim multiple times. Time of death starts after 2 p.m. Death is believed due to drama to the victim's lung from a knife blade. Only a single wound was identified. So, sir, you are lying.
Objection!
Jack has the game that called me a butt monkey, of course. Because younger me needed to shoot Knoxville in the balls, apparently. Yeah, why and how does Jackass have a video game? How can you make Jackass into a game? With that accusatory cry that just welled up from the deep inside of me, I think I finally understand. Every time Kazuma-sama and Naruto-san have stood here at this bench, the stakes have been very, very high indeed. Well, what's the meanings of this menacing pose, Council? It triggers my PTSD from last year! Stop posing! I'd like the witness to clarify something for me. Who, what, where, when, how? It's kind of mini-games, and you have to do well enough to earn money. After earning 500k, you unlock the next episode. I think there were 7 episodes. There was also a challenge mode where everything's harder. Now give me your honest opinion, Snake. Was it good? Not you, Saseki-san. The query is directed at Inspector Hosonaga. Me? Your statement just now. You said that the victim was stabbed multiple times. Yes, that's right. As I said, when I entered the hut, the defendant was already standing over the victim, bloody knife in hand like a murderous demon. was okay. Some bits were unplayable. Some was kind of fun, so it was better than I thought. Not gonna lie. It's not exactly video game art. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Some games are like that. Some games are like, well, it was all right. It's a nice, it was a nice time sinker. It's not high art. And yet, that cannot be. What? Get to the point, please, Counsel. In the post-mortem report, it clearly states the victim was stabbed one time only. In other words, Inspector Hosanaga's testimony is clearly flawed. And Saseki-san. Me? You claim to have seen Ranbami-san in the throes of stabbing the victim. Yes, I did! Wildly! Both you and the inspector confirmed the same point, that there was already blood on the knife that you saw the defendant holding. Yes, and? It's quite simple. We know the murder weapon was used to stab the victim only once. Therefore, there is no way there could have been blood on the knife if that single stabbing had already occurred. Could think I did not get caught playing it how I can understand I'm doing a rhythm game. The man dancing to in a thong is very homophobic 2000s. How can I explain not to understand to my foster parents? Huh. Yeah, I don't know. True. And what exactly is your contention, Counsel? You're going to tell us? Yes, Your Excellency. It's only one logical conclusion. But Saseki-san, in fact, was not the moment the victim had been stabbed. The moment that the defendant stabbed the victim at all. But the moment that the defendant, in fact, withdrew the blade from the victim's body. That can't be. I could stare them down and just say art. That would not go well. Excellent work, Sasaki. Exploded them. You fucking killed them without objection, and then proceeded to pull them apart systematically. You killed them and then killed them again. Objection! Objection! Well, this takes me back. Yes, I seem to remember your cousin staged a scene much like this one in that trial 9 months ago. A half-witted child with a half-baked objection attempting to steal the show. A half-witted child who beat you in court. What does that say about your wit, Aoichi? You're right. There were certain similarities. Except that so-called half-witted child managed to outwit the prosecution, who has only a half a head of hair. Oh! 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 Oh, shit! Mikotoba just fucking owning him. Slander! My head is quite adequately dressed. My hair is quite adequately dressed with its line of long hair and poof of hair in the front. In any case, all this talk of stabbing and withdrawing and multiple wounds, it makes not a jot of difference. What? Why not? Engage your brain, young man. When the accused first plunged the deadly weapon into the victim, that was the fatal blow. And it was that moment, just as she had withdrawn the blade ready for her next strike, then that the witnesses saw. My mouth and tongue could cooperate with my brain. Please, that would be very nice.
Ah! All you have successfully shown with your little display is that the mustached author is prone to moments of extravagance. Ah!
I am in agreement with the prosecution. The defendant was seen wielding the blade at all. Sufficient grounds for her actions to be viewed with suspicion.
But if she was withdrawing the blade, and we're back to where we started. Sorry? Consider this, young yokel boy. Yokel boy! If the student girl is innocent as you claim, then why would she have pulled the blade from the victim? And with a demon's cold-blooded composure, too.
That's conjecture. That's leading the prosecution. That's leading the judge.
The prosecution demands an explanation, and it had better be good. Why did Ray pull out the knife?
Ah, yes. Going for the jugular.
What does his father mean by that?
Let the court here answer that, counsel.
Truth is, I don't really know. They have to come up with a plausible reason here, but we don't have a case. The reason why the defendant pulled out the blade from the victim's body was surely so she could stab her again.
Before we answer this question, I'm gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break, as per our usual. So I suggest you guys go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, stretch your legs, feed your animals if you have anything to be fed, and also let them out. And as always, we'll have our good friend Sora running the stream while we are out. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
We're back. Of course, it was to save her life. According to the postmortem report, the victim's death was not instant. That's correct. It's thought she would have remained conscious for a short while after sustaining the injury. Indeed, giving her the time to take a hold of a piece of this evidence clearly indicates her killer. The point is, being a medical research assistant, Mamami-san was compelled to act when faced with the wounded victim. Instinctively, she pulled the blade out in an attempt to save Miss Brett's life. Did you hear that, Your Excellency? It would seem this is the best we can expect of this young yokel. Indeed. Is it just me, or does it suddenly feel much colder in here? Your Excellency, if I may. Speak, witness. I'd like another opportunity to testify. In respect to the slipshod assertion you just put forward by the yokel defense counsel, I mean. Slipshod? Slipshod? An excellent idea, Inspector. Our young yokel hopeful. Yokel hopeful? Has a modicum of knowledge when it comes to law, it seems. But in matters of medicine, he appears to not possess an iota of common sense. Very well, Inspector. I'll permit your request. We'll testify again before the court on the subject of the defense counsel's assertion. Yes, sir. You'll do so flawlessly. Oh, like you flawlessly testified beforehand. With a flaw in it. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could cause heavy bleeding. It's basic knowledge that any medical research assistant with an ounce of sense ought to know. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife out from the victim. Let's not forget that young student did have a motive for killing the victim. The man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor. Is what you said true, Inspector? Could pulling a knife from a wound really cause the wound to bleed heavily? Yes, think of the weapon itself as a stopper in the wound that prevents excessive blood loss. You have 250 games beaten, I have like 227. I'm a while away from you. It's not a contest. Beat your games at your own pace, just as I beat my games at my own. I feel like I'm going to be a Star Wars meme when I play Pettin' TV. Do it! Do it! Do it! More! More! I think we got him. Disagree. No! Till the doctor is ready to provide proper treatment, the stopper shouldn't be removed. Oh, I see. Ha! This is why yokels should stay on the farm! And this is why balding old men shouldn't be in courtrooms. Shouldn't be in charge of other people's lives. American government! Sorry. Even a quack from some obscure mountain village would have such basic knowledge. I would say perfect for moving, but then they wouldn't listen and just dump the neighborhood in a swamp. What are you doing in my swamp? Anyone who's ever given someone a little poke with a knife and pulled it out again knows. You know, as people sometimes do. Oh, well, I never stabbed anyone, you see. Well, pulled a blade of a wound, so... Of course you haven't. Didn't bring you up to behave like a bandit. Father, is it true what they're telling me? So 98% of London population. Is stabbing just like a constant thing in London? It's remedial knowledge for medics. Ray and I have been well aware of it. It's how they say hello. Wow. Do you live in London, Snake? Have you been stabbed multiple times when they say hello to you? Nope. Ah. Good. Good. I don't want a friend of mine stabbed in an effort to say hello. I just have the other strange people. If she were to claim ignorance of such fundamentals, that would prove fatal in many ways. But then, why would Ray have done it? Would she have pulled out the knife in full knowledge that it would be fatal for Miss Brett? I don't know. Ray never once mentioned anything about the knife to me. It seems almost impossible to believe. But could my friend actually have... Susato! Yes? Pull yourself together. You mustn't lose sight of why we're here. Counsel, it's time for a cross-examination. London has the highest rate of serious knife crimes in England and Wales. Now I'm going to commit a serious knife crime. Uses butter knife to cook a steak. Oh, cut a steak. If the steak is tender enough, you can. Oh, yes, Your Excellency. However, I must warn you that if your cross-examination fails to identify any issue with the established facts, I will be moving to my adjudication immediately afterwards. I understand. Believing in your clients and fighting for their cause until the bitter end. I knew it would be hard, but I had no idea it would be this hard. Step. Oh, what is, there is an Aura barrage, that is stabbing. It's by, Silver Chariot and, Jean-Pierre Polnareff. Polnareff. I love Polnareff. Big-haired idiot. Pulling a blade from a wound without thinking could be causing heavy bleeding. You say doing this without thinking could be a problem. But what if you thought about it? Does that mean if you used due care and attention, it would be alright? I wouldn't have this needed spelling out, really. But the blade is like a stopper in the wound. Remove it and a serious hemorrhage will occur. In other words, a medic would need to be present before any attempt was made to withdraw the blade. Doing it without thinking would be madness. Just can't do it. Oh, well, thank you for such a thorough explanation. You see, Counsel, when you act without thinking, the result is a bloodbath. Fuck off. How do you run your games from Switch and old console into the computer to stream? Well, I have a capture card. It's a Mirabox. So what I do for Switch
is I take the HDMI cable out of my TV, and I plug it into one end, and I take the HDMI cable for my TV out of a little adapter I have for my computer, so that I can plug it into this, the capture card as well, so that the video goes from the so that the video captures on this device onto there. So we're getting into London with this one, boys. Don't worry, I packed for America too. For older consoles, it's much the same, but I use an AV to HDMI converter. So I plug the AV cables into it. I get another HDMI cable, plug one end into the converter, the other end into the capture card, so that it shows up on the screen. Anyway, back to the witness testimony, please. That's my reaction to Pets in TV when he pulled an entire house of his backpack. God. How do you have so many emotes? As a child, well.
Hold it!
Press. In that case, there's an obvious explanation here. Which is... Clearly, the defendant, Raymond Bamisan, does not possess an ounce of sense. They're never ending. I can't stop them. And you're from London and have not been stabbed by someone for like 10 seconds. What do you think about that, Professor Mikataba? I'm not sure that you should be labeling your best friend as lacking in common sense. Well, I thought it would be better than labeling her as a murderer. What? I mean, I guess? I don't know. Young people today, if that's friendship, I don't understand it. Careful, Constable. Lack of common sense can be a very dangerous thing. I will bash your head in with this gavel. Oh dear, that recoiled on me rather badly. When you play a game from your childhood and get the nostalgic fix when said game kicks your ass. This is emote. Suko, yeah! Suko, no! Anyway, that's life, I'm afraid. A lesson you must learn. Everyone must learn. Hopefully you can see now that this is really basic medical knowledge. Being involved in medical research, Mbami-san would certainly have been aware of it. In other words, there's no good reason why the defendant would have tried to pull the knife from the victim. Oh, oops. Papa Podge. That emote. Those emotes. Are you just... what the fuck? I do love how it shows up on the stream. It has that everything is fine feeling when you were about to go nuts. Everything is fine.
Hold it!
The defendant has suddenly encountered somebody she knew lying on the ground bleeding to death. The sight could have shocked her into delicate sensibilities, causing her to remove the blade inadvertently. I really don't think inadvertent actions can explain this. The woman is a medical research assistant. I can't imagine she would behave so irrationally. Oh, but irrational behavior is... Wow, casually just being kind of misogynistic to herself? It's a woman's prerogative, isn't it? Oh dear, you have a lot to learn about women. Only a small-minded man could have such bigoted views. Oh dear, perhaps I'm letting my male persona take hold a little too much. Well, I managed to convey the basics now. That should cover the medical side of the argument. We're waiting for a stream to start and listening to the waiting music. I like my waiting music. It's if you want to know where it's from from the pre-game lobby of Fibbage 3 from Jackbox Party Pack. I think it was 4. But anyway. Oh, oops.
Hold it!
It's April, you know what I mean. Oh, for Christmas is you. Whatever the motive, it just isn't Numbami-san's nature to do something so awful. But she had both motive and opportunity. Very hard to argue against. But you don't know the defendant.
Objection!
And you, counsel, do not appear to know the law. Yes, evidence is the only way to convince the court of your argument, not feelings. With this fledgling to defend her, I would almost say I pity the accused. So do I. Does your dog do the husky thing where they scream at you and talk to you? They don't scream, thank God. Cassie has not learned to scream, thank the Lord. She does talk every once in a while. She'll go, oh. Sometimes when stretching or yawning, she'll do that. And it's very cute. It's adorable. Most of the time, she just whines at you when she wants something conveyed. But them huskies, yeah. I'm so glad she has not learned how to scream. I'm so glad. I don't want to hear at all hours of the day, please. No one husky hello and also It's funny to watch when it's someone else's husky. It would not be fun to watch if it was mine. Lionon just gives a annoyed huff and sighs and rolls her eyes like, excuse you, princess? Well, excuse me, princess. Yeah, I imagine that too. Inspector, you will reiterate your point about the defendant's motive, please. Ah, yes. Miss Brett was in many ways the sworn enemy of Numbami-san. The man and the victim, the man the victim murdered 9 months ago, Dr. Wilson, was the defendant's highly respected mentor.
Hold it!
Well, yes, that's true. Dr. Wilson recognized Numbami-san's talent and offered her the position of assistant despite her being a woman. She was extremely grateful to him. Yes, the Englishman appears to have been a very broad-minded individual. Dog's watching you cook boiled water. I found a do it emote. Yeah, that is absolutely my dog. Every time like my mom or dad is at the stove, she will be either in the doorway to the living room, the family room, or the hallway leading to the bedrooms. And she'll just be laying there and looking up, and her nose will be going, and she's like, "Oh yes, I smell dinner. I smell the people foods." Dr. Wilson had no time for outdated traditions. He met with opposition, of course, but he believed firmly that Mbambi-san's abilities. Clearly, the defendant was in the man's debt, which only serves to prove my point. Platinum Trophy for Podge's stream will get every possible voice combination. Please don't. This is hopeless. I can't find a single crack in this testimony anywhere. If Rainu was drawn to play from the wound would threaten Miss Brist's life further, I just can't think of any way to explain why she did it. Miss Otto, at times like these when it's especially important to remember the fundamentals. Fundamentals? Evidence is what counts in the courtroom, isn't it? Of course, but I've been through the court record dozens of times already. I think perhaps you're forgetting something, though. What the fuck is this emote? What is that? What is that emote? Fish. It's a fish emote. You needn't take the evidence at face value. You can examine it in greater detail, too. Ah! Do you realize this is I realize this is your first time playing the role of a lawyer in the courtroom. So if you need reminding of the rudiments, you need only to ask. Do my very best to help. Examine the evidence of the court record. It's an idea, certainly. But I do. I know what to do. Come to think of it. Asuma-san and Naruhodo-san were always turning evidence over in their hands. Yes, we need to examine things in greater detail with A. Why is it screaming? Because it's out of the water and wants to be let back in. I'm dying! Put me back! Let's play emote roulette, pick a number, Podge. I must hydrate. 5. A lot of drinkers be like. Go through the court record and have look through everything might blue. Yes, I'll do it straight away. Yeah, water drinkers be like, hydrate before you die. Skipping your emotes, that's cheating. Let's see. Look here. Does not look like the knife is still in there. Feathers from her swan. Mask, spilt wine. Open suitcase. Bleeding. Not cursed. Okay, pick 2 numbers. First, I see sleepy permanently. It's like every time. It reminds me of when you go to Disneyland and you ride the Jungle Cruise, and most of the time, if they're sticking to a script, the skippers will once you're like at the zebras, at the lions and the dead zebra, they're like, oh, the zebra's just sleeping, and the lions are protecting it while it's sleeping. It's so sweet. It's so sweet that they're doing that. We'll choose what streamer. It's okay. So 3.
Take off this pen's lid. Barrel, shall we? No ink. Yes, you fill it by drawing ink from the bottle up through the nib. Something wrong, Father? There doesn't seem to be any ink in there, that's all. Hi, Podge, hello! Hi, Podgy. Hi, Podge. How's you, my smelly? My smegsy? Are you 27, Podge? 28? I'm 28. I'm turning 29 next month. Cute bottom male bisexual streamer guy. No, it's nice. Okay, pick another number. Any number this time. It doesn't have to be up to 4, up to 75. Well, let's go 69. You're so old, older than me. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me that I am so old. I get reminded about that almost every time I look at... Oh, every once in a while, someone will say something like, oh, this came out 20 years ago, and I'll be like... I remember watching that when I was a child. Great for my age. Thank you. Born in 1999. Oh, so you're not that... I'm not that much older than you. The dinosaur era, like... Perfect for number 69. They approve and is saying nice. Dinosaur era. Oh no. You're right though. Unfortunately. My day's going fine. I got up a little earlier than expected. Played some Fallout London. Is the job stressing you? No, the job's actually my job is actually going fine. It's not tanking my mental health. It's not tanking my energy. It's just actually being good, you know? I hate my job. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's just, but I need money. That's just employment in general for a lot of people. Like Mr. Krabs. Except he loves his job because he makes all the money. 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 I like money. Okay. Looks like the pen is really all that important right now. It's about the news article. Raucous England returnees tell all. This is the interview you had with Saseki-san, isn't it, Father? Is it, Father? Cat! There's a cat there. You have a childhood game you have not beaten. It's a trap, don't do it. Your heaven's beautiful, thank you. I'm gonna get cut tomorrow. You know, replaying your favorite childhood game might not be as fun as it used to be. Yeah, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not, and sometimes you've rediscovered a gem. Looks as though it was quite an exchange. Yes, it became a little over-animated when he was talking about his time in England. The photographer managed to capture this at the moment. His hand karate chopped me in the neck. I do hope you weren't hurt. This is the newspaper from Saseki-san. There's an important article on the back page. Well, exclusive deadly poisons stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. From Yume's Medical Research? Father, isn't that your lab? What the? Let me see that.
Poison's been stolen? I was not aware of that. Take it back. This is your reaction to Pet TV. Lately, they've been kicking my ass. Apart from Resident Evil 4, always a classic. Well, I got all the trophies. Apart from beating the game or professional, that shit is insane. I was not aware that the poison was stolen. Even though I work there. You saying you didn't know? Embarrassing as that is, if I had a laboratory, I didn't. Not heard any such thing. Where on earth could the reporter glean this information? Come to think of it, there was no article mentioning the story in our paper this morning, was there? It's a highly toxic poison we've been working on in the strictest of confidence. I'd put Ray in charge of the project. Ray, she was managing it? This was written here is true. It means that she tried to hide the theft from me. And moreover, DHS were leaked somehow. Bugs kick! I don't believe it. I need to read this article very carefully. Trying to think, what's the thing? Where do I present it?
Hold it!
I didn't mean to do that. God damn it. Oops, my bad. Go through all this shit. Yeah, I know what to do. Don't worry about it. Just need to know what to examine and what to press with. Reading. Basic knowledge in medical research. It's an essence of what you know. There was no reason why the defendant would try to hold a knife from the victim. I didn't mean to press shit. Big Metal Husband and Podge if they found me in real life, and I would be like... Okay, what's going on? I love it. Just using every single emote you have. I'm trying to think, what? What would be here? Dang. No, trust me, you don't want that. I have hundreds. How are you subscribed to so many people? Oh, you also might be following me, I just realized. Never mind. Me one childhood game kicks my ass and I abandon it. I'm trying to think that there's a good reason here. I don't know what. The only thing I can think of is presenting the poison article, but it hasn't really even been established yet that, like, there's not much that would really be... on a whim.
Objection!
Perfect!
No, there is one possibility. One very good reason why the defendant might have to withdraw the blade from the victim's wound.
Oh, what?
Ha! The yokel not only has poor grasp of the law, but is also a poor loser. Tell us then, what possibility do you think you've identified? In here, in this newspaper article. An article about a deadly poison having been stolen from a laboratory at the Yume University.
Objection!
The victim perished from a stab wound. Poison has no relevance in this case. But,
Prosecutor Ryuichi, you will let the defense speak.
but a newspaper article? The court cannot rely on this kind of heresy those wretched publications carry.
Counsel for the defense. I am going to need some tangible basis for your claim. You will indicate to the court precisely what part of the newspaper article affirms your assertion.
Your Excellency!
Yes, of course. Thank you. It says... deadly in tiny quantities. The article reveals the following property about the poison in question. When the toxin enters the body, a knife laced with the poison is rapidly absorbed and causes death in minutes. Are you suggesting if the knife used to attack Miss Brett was laced with the very poison, it would explain why the defendant, Membami-san, would have withdrawn the blade as soon as possible? Yes, the truth is, it was an attempt to stop the poison from entering the victim's body. What?
Objection! It's a complete and utter nonsense!
Not at all. The defendant withdrew the blade from the victim's body not to accelerate the woman's demise, but to save her life. The prosecution cannot deny that possibility.
Have you not read the postmortem report? The cause of death was hemorrhage. The word poison appears nowhere in this document.
Poggers. You've all seen the Chuck E. Cheese stream. It was a Chuck E. Cheese stream, right? So Chuck E. Cheese, Charles Entertainment Cheese had his own Twitch account at one point. I don't think he streams anymore, but it was a puppet of Chuck E. Cheese that someone was controlling, and he was like mimicking, like playing the game with the controller, right? It was fucking like, it was Fall Guys, which was popular at the time. But like Chucky was mostly silent the entire time. Because like it was just mostly silent. It was just the puppet of Chuck E. Cheese playing Fall Guys, and he was mostly silent, just sitting there pretending to play Fall Guys, because I think it was pre-recorded footage, right? But at one point, the Chuck E. Cheese puppet turns to the camera with its dead puppet eyes and goes, "Poggers!" and then goes back to playing. And that was the only thing. Look it up! Look it up! Look it up on YouTube, dude! I have seen the clip. Just type in Chuck E. Cheese Poggers, and you'll find it. I will be checking. Well, that's because by acting quickly to remove the blade, the defendant prevented the poison from taking hold.
Objection!
Oh, please, this is clearly desperation. That's Weasel's last breaking of wind. The Weasel's last breaking of wind? Isn't that farting? Poison has nothing to do whatsoever with this case, as I believe the defense is well aware. We have no proof that the information in this wretched newspaper article is at all reliable anyway. In that situation, what the student should have done is wait for medical assistance to arrive. It's real! I fucking told you! You dare doubt me? Doubt the words of the mighty Jimmy? But instead, you claim she suspected poisoning and took the potentially lethal decision to remove the blade. I have crabs. Why do you have what? I don't need to know that about you, Snake. I don't need to know that about you. Oh, should I drop them? Oh. I see. They escaped on the chat. Oh no! Everyone! There's crabs in the chat! Save yourselves! They're coming for you, Podge. Run! Oh shit! Okay. I am actually gonna, for that reason and that reason alone, I'm gonna take a 10-minute break. Yeah, give me a sec. I'm gonna take a 10-minute, as per the usual. So I suggest you guys go get a snack, go get a drink, go to the bathroom, stretch your legs, feed your animals if you have any, if they need to be fed, and also let them out. And as always, we'll have our good friend Sora running the stream while we are on. So I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Hello. You're back. The crabs did not get me. I evaded them. She must have had a strong reason for her suspicions, then, or the argument makes no sense.
Exactly. Well put, Inspector. On what grounds did she do it? Yoko?
I did suspect the stolen poison was involved. You want grounds? I'll give you grounds. What?
You can't possibly...
From your expression, Counsel, it appears these are not empty words. They're as empty as my soul. But naturally, as you stand in the courtroom as a lawyer, you must be aware. Words alone, empty or not, are of no value in our modern justice system. The court demands evidence. Yes, seen it many times. I placed at his side in the Old Bailey. The case counsel will present the proof to the court now. What evidence demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article? Let's see. I am back. Good to see you back. Trying to think of what demonstrates a clear link between this case and the poison in the newspaper article. Going to be unhinged. Oh god. What's going to be unhinged? My only thing is maybe the fountain pen? Stab him from behind using a long range death would have caused within minutes. Premiosis, pupil constriction. Was observed in the victim's both eyes. Hold on. So what if someone pulled their trousers down at the doctor's and you suddenly hear crab rave? Use a telescope, microscope, see how the crab's dancing the crab rave dance. They pull the trousers back up and the music is muffled. And now announce the stream is fully cursed. Hold on. I think in the poison article... Smells poison from the body. Impaired breathing and ending with acute contraction of the pupils. this!
Take that!
Haha! The crabs found the crack. Oh no! I would ask the court to refer to the notes section of the postmortem report, which reads: extreme meiosis, pupil constriction, which was observed in the victim. Ah. Clearly, being a yokel with no knowledge of forensic science, I have no idea. So please, do tell me. Presumably, the fact that this conditioned victim was noted in the postmortem report means that it's an unusual symptom of death. Well, under normal circumstances, the pupils dilate when someone dies. Get this. Is that a spray bottle? No. There's extreme constriction instead. That's most certainly unusual, yes. What are you doing, you yokel detective? In the newspaper article, there's the following information about the stolen poison. Onset of symptoms occur in minutes, ending with acute contraction of pupils prior to death. What? The defendant, upon seeing the victim stabbed in the back, happened to notice the pupils of Miss Brett's eyes had constricted severely. Yes, as a medical research assistant, she would have suspected poison immediately, without doubt. Prosecutor Ouchie, I think you'll agree, this is very compelling evidence. You yokel student and yokel professor! Yokel. I believe the defense has expertly demonstrated a credible reason for the defendant's actions. No. Eugen Mikotoba. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe you are in the best place here to confirm or deny the veracity of the defense counsel's argument. You will tell the court the truth about the details reported in the newspaper, please. Pains me to have to admit it. But I'm afraid I don't know. You don't know? You don't know? Toxin was kept in lock and key in my laboratory, certainly, but I was unaware of the theft. Do you mean to the court the reports of this theft are unfounded? No, Your Excellency. Without returning to the laboratory to investigate myself, I couldn't say. Ha! Listen to the bubbling academic. Unaware of the theft's secret state research from his own workplace until he reads of it in the paper. Fuck you. Oh, this cute bunch of emotes you just posted. I take full responsibility for the incompetence of my supervision. Potter. Pitiful situation for a university professor. You should have more control over your students, rather than allowing them to go off on killing sprees. That's totally unfounded. Hold it. What the fuck? Me watching pods instead of sleeping, me attempting to sleep after. There's one emote of him shaking his ass. Why? None of this is Professor Mikotoba's fault. It's all my fault. Ray. Nambami-san, you stand accused here. Outbursts like this will not be tolerated. But it was me. I was the one who noticed the poison when we were developing had been stolen that day. What? So you knew. I'd been placed in charge of overseeing the project. As data professor
Soseki-san were interviewed together for the paper. That's when I noticed the poison was missing. Just a tiny amount it was.
Jesus. Can't be trusted with emotes. Don't forget, are you still subscribed? I don't think you're still subscribed. Never mind. Damn it. So it's like, don't forget, you do have the murder email. Why didn't you let me know immediately?
I was scared. The whole project was supposed to be confidential, but some of the toxin had somehow been taken. So I decided I'd try to get it back before anyone else found out. But I had a very good idea of who the thief was. The thief? You don't mean... Yes, of course. It was the dainty Englishwoman.
A no murder emote. You can always roll the dice and unlock an emote. It's a 50-50 chance. Unlock an emote through using pod points. And it'll only be for this stream, and we only have an hour left. So less than an hour left, but you know. Miss Giselle Brett?
That's why I decided to join the little group of people going to the seaside.
Proj promotes gambling. Inside, I think it unlocks for other streams for 24 hours. I can stream murder with no context.
At the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brett. But she just sat on a stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly as if she knew she was untouchable. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean?
Imagine a family-friendly streamer doing a family-friendly game like Kingdom Hearts. Family-friendly. I jump into the stream and post murder emote.
And then, she suddenly got to her feet. Before falling to her knees in front of me and then collapsing on the floor.
It's for you, Potter, if you ever watch the pod. God.
That's when I saw the knife in her back. I couldn't stand what had just happened. And then...
Sorry, my dog just barked. We're going to post an emote and ADHD strike. I had to tell you what it is. I don't know, I have thighs. Oh my god. And then a moment later, I was seized with fear.
Pupils of her eyes they shrunk to tiny pinpoints.
I don't believe it. In other words, you realized the victim was suffering the effects of the stolen poison.
My mind started racing. I hadn't seen anything past Miss Brett's lips whilst I'd been with her. Which only left one possible way for the poison to enter the body. And the blade of the knife in her back.
I remember now! And that train of thought is what spurred you to withdraw the blade.
Yes, if the amount had entered her bloodstream was small enough, she might still have a chance. That's what I hoped. Really, I'm sorry for staying silent all this time.
You joining the stream with chaos on my mind. Your attempt to hide the truth of what happened is not something that can be overlooked. However, I have duly noted your courage with which you have confessed it in the end.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's barely perceptible, but I do think the balance has shifted a little here. In this courtroom now.
Objection!
Your Excellency, do not be deceived!
The victim just collapsed before your eyes, you say? Well, Membami-san, if that's the case, perhaps you could explain how Miss Brett came to be stabbed. Well, you have no answer because the simple truth is that you stabbed the victim motivated by revenge. That's literally conjecture.
Objection!
But you have no evidence to prove that assertion, do you? Oh, I have evidence. And it's very much conclusive. Then why did you not present it earlier? That's hiding evidence, you bitch! Time to go gambling. Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. What's the prosecution counsel up to? It was brief, but he hesitated for a moment there. I'm almost sure of it. No, I won't tell you what I won. Aw, dang it. That's a quality emo right there. It's fine. We will produce the aforementioned evidence at once, Prosecutor Ayushi. Ouchie. Perhaps some praise is due, young yokel student. What? I had imagined there would be no need for me to submit this evidence. But you have brought this on yourself. That could depict that she is also removing the knife. There's two things that could be implying. That she stabbed her, or that she's removing the knife. I did the same thing twice and got charged twice. She wants her knife back. What the? Could a more damning shot exist? The cruelty in that air on that beach is almost palpable. This evidence, more than any other, reveals the true extent of the accused's murderous nature. That could be, oh my god, that could be her removing the knife as well. There is no indication, ouchie, there is no indication on whether it's her stabbing the victim or her removing the knife. There are two things that could be implied there. So which one is it is our job to ascertain and not just go, it's her stabbing the victim. Motherfucker, it could be both. It's Schrodinger's blade at this point. It could be stabbing, it could be removing. Or it shows the precise moment that Mamami-san plunged the dagger into the victim's back. No, that's not true, no! I don't believe it. Oh my god. Sasato, it could be that she's removing the knife. Order, order, order! Counsel for defense, was it you who was responsible for that shrill scream that pierced my courtroom? Perhaps his voice has yet to break. These yokels are slow of mind and slow to mature. What's your excuse? I'll show you who's slow to mature. Careful now. Sasato is starting to show her face here. It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And here we have ample proof. You're gonna make me. Kermit is now the judge. These are rubbish, and know where they're on about. Okay, hold
I'm not gonna do a British Kermit. I'm just gonna do a regular Kermit. Oh, hold on. And the timer starts now. Hi-ho! It is often said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and here we have ample proof. The court will accept this extremely cogent, I guess, photographic print as evidence. The incriminating photograph has been entered into the court record. Let me DM it to you. DM what to me? Hi-ho, Snake, I'm scared. British Kermit. Oh my, he's drinking tea, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean shit. Ah, that doesn't mean shit. Ah, it's Lipton tea as well. Hold on. Give me a second. British Kermit, that's none of my business. Hi-oh, that's none of my business. I am Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog here. I can't believe he's had a photograph like this up his sleeve the entire time. It's such a stark image, I'm genuinely lost for words. Wait a minute, I don't understand! I am Kermit the Frog too! Ah! How did you... I mean, who took that photograph? The Kirby cosplay is pretty good. oh, Snake. Oh, Snake. You're so funny. Ray!
Objection! Okay. That's enough of that. That's of no importance here. Stop trying to divert attention.
Oh.
Objection!
That's an absurd thing to say. It's crucially important. Whoever took this photographic print was a witness to Miss Brett's death. The court must be allowed to hear this person's testimony. Ah! Arg. I'll uphold the defense's demand. Prosecution will reveal the identity of the person for taking this photograph at once. Everything's fair. Oh my god. You encourage gambling and don't gamble yourself. I shall fix this. Alright, Wheel of Voices. Let's go gambling! Okay. Wheel of... Oh. I had this just in case it, just in case it remained tied yesterday. Okay, Wheel of Voices. Turn, turn, turn. Tell us the voice that I should be doing for 2 minutes. Old man. Okay, well. Two minutes of old man. I can do that. Give me a second to get everything all... Sorry, sleazy back alley dealer? Laugh, it landed on British. Old man goes senile and becomes a judge. Why did you show Pen and TV? I was repressing that. Let's go back to this. And do old man. Okay, so timer starts. No! Alright. I'm afraid I can't do that. I don't remember who took the photograph of my old age.
Pardon? I can't hear you. I don't have my hearing aids in. As an avid backpack fan, petting TV is not realistic. You see, this print arrived in the Imperial Police Bureau headquarters by express post yesterday. Because snail mail is the only way to do things, but there was nothing to indicate the sender's name or address. The provenance of this post print is unknown. Goodness. Are we to understand, then, Counsel, that in full knowledge of the fact that the photograph has the murkiest of origins, you nonetheless believe it fit for submission as the evidence in the Supreme Court? When you first produced that print before, I noticed you hesitated for a brief moment. But you know that it was completely reliable, didn't you? Silence, you yokel student and blabbering professor! I don't get how he can just start insulting people in the court and not get called out for it. It's very rude. Kids these days insulting people in the middle of the court battle. It's supposed to be sacred. Not a mudslinging match. What matters is the blatant truth that this print so eloquently expresses.
And I'm done with the voices. I'm done with that voice. But the defendant has already admitted to pulling the blade from the wound. Clearly, this isn't the moment the knife was plunged in the victim's back, but the moment it was withdrawn. Don't wait this course times with your ramblings.
Indeed. Without knowledge of who produced this print, no means of verifying the claim. Soon it captures, without a doubt, the most compelling evidence presented to the court. The defense is unable to shed any further light on the matter. I believe the conclusion is clear.
What? So we're just accepting this photograph as true? Even though we have no idea who took it? And where they took it from? So we're just gonna accept this?
Misato, this is the time for you to fight. What you've established so far is true, and there can be no doubt. Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh. Every time it makes me laugh. Look at this photograph. It's a photograph of a photograph. Look at this graph.
This photograph shows the moment that Ray withdrew the blade from the victim. Yes, we just need to prove that somehow.
You have plenty of time to rue your defeat in the slow train back to the provinces. And rue the day you came up against Takasuchi Auchi in the court of law. Look at this graph. Ah! Tesla 2025. It's a graph of, do you think they have a count in their office of, days since a Tesla exploded? And it keeps getting changed back to 0.
If I can determine who took this photograph, then this trial is going to come to an end. There must be a clue somewhere. There must be some way of working out who took it.
Well, Counsel?
Your Excellency, the burning question is who took the photograph. And the truth is...
You heard about the fin that was so expensive that it was so expensive to charge a battery in a Tesla that he just exploded his car? That's so good. That's so funny. Might as well buy another car with that money and then just explodes the Tesla. I have the answer. This isn't about whether I can or can't come up with the answer now. It's about how much I can bullshit the court before I do. I simply have to. He blew it up with TNT. I'm dynamite. You buy another Tesla for the price. He's like, nah. I assure you, something defense can and will reveal. What? No, you can't possibly. But as you so boldly claim that you can, please do enlighten us. Unfortunately, I'm unable to present a name. How utterly underwhelming. Do you really believe? However, I am able to present evidence. Defense has a piece of evidence that reveals important details about the photographer's identity. What? Me gambling because of Podge. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang. Very well, counsel. Present your proof of the court. To the court, not of the court. I think it's the crime scene photograph. And right fucking here. This little crack here. That's where that was taken.
Take that!
Oh shit. I'm afraid, counsel, that when presenting evidence, you must learn to temper those wide, nervous eyes. I'm obliged to penalize you from the lack of focus in both your eyes and your answer. Your Excellency, may I? You may present another piece of evidence, but no more squeezing, counsel. What piece of evidence reveals something about the identity of Mr. Mystery photographer? Oh, would it be the Natsumi article? It was from London. It was them.
Take that!
What is that? The newspaper again? Raucous England returnees tell all. It's not the headline that's relevant here, Your Excellency. It's a photograph. Look at it closely. You'll notice that there are some white lines on the right-hand side. Ah, yes, indeed. Certainly caught my eyes, haven't it? Ah, whatever. It's a shadow of some kind, presumably. The branches of a tree alike. They were inside, dipshit. There are no trees growing inside my laboratory at the university, I can assure you. Now, if you look closely at this photograph, good gracious! Yes, exactly the same pattern of lines is present in this photograph too.
Objection!
Well, that tells us nothing. Ah, yes, it's another shadow of some kind, definitely from the branches of a tree. On the beach, inside of a hut, bitch, grasping at straws. What's remarkable about this is the two patterns are absolutely identical. How could such an extraordinary similarity have transpired? Curious matching pattern that appears on both photographic prints is a result of a camera defect. Obviously, it must be due to the problem with the camera used to take the photographs.
It was a Christmas tree. With the photographic device?
Yes, you can confidently see the camera's lens has been scratched. And that the scratched lens causes unwanted lines to appear on every print taken with the device. In short, the two photographs under consideration here were taken with the same camera.
But there must be hundreds of such camera devices here in the capital. It would be utterly impossible to identify the owner of this particular one.
I think you're forgetting, Prosecutor Eiichi, that one of the photographs is featured in a newspaper article.
Newspaper. Ah. That's right. The author of the article is the mystery witness to this crime. What? What? What?
I see you were called Rackus. I see why you were called a Rackus England returnee.
What are you yelling about? You already testified.
It's many memo, I tell you, many memo. Memo.
Saseki-san, what was that? Did you say many memo?
Ever since I returned to Japan, a reporter from the Shoyu News has been hounding me, following my every move. A reporter by the name of Reitan Many Memo, relative to Eeny Meeny Miny Mo. A reporter by, yes, hounding me from dawn until dusk.
Oh, nobody mentions it. Could that same reporter be...
A camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. A camera to the left of him, a notebook to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle of them. There I am, stuck in...
Boy.
Boy. There I am, stuck in the middle with right and ready memo. You're saying that this picture was taken by Many Memo, yes, my lord, your excellency, Esquire. My lord, your excellency, Esquire. When you're stuck in the middle. Officer, find this newspaper reporter at once and bring him to my courtroom. We'll adjourn for a short recess in the meantime.
Oh, yes, Your Excellency. As you say, Your Excellency.
And one more thing. I want this knife, the murder weapon, examined for traces of poison. We'll solicit the assistance of the Imperial University's medical department for the task. Understood? Meh. Oh, many memo! He just head desked. To be continued. Well, it's a little early, but we could end the stream here. It should be a good time to. Oh shit. Fuck. I think it would be a good time to end the stream. It's a little early, but whatever. We got to a point where it's to be continued, so good cliffhanger for next week, I guess. But yeah, hey, thank you for coming out. Thank you people for coming out for the stream, of course. Tomorrow we will be back. And we will be back with the Wheel of Roguelikes, in which I furiously bang my head against the brick wall that is my roguelikes. And possibly get Death State again. 3 times in a row. But until I see you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel, I hope you guys are having a wonderful night/day wherever the hell you live, and bye.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle.